Hello everyone, welcome back to the Power BI tutorials. In this video, we would be seeing that how can we actually create a map using Power BI. So for creating a map, there are some things that you must take note of. The first of them is that whatever data set you are using must have the columns like country, state, pin code, postal code, zip code, anything like that, or the city, so that the Power BI can actually recognize that what it wants to say. Like if you have a column labeled as states, so the Power BI would be able to recognize it and would be able to plot it on the map. So you have to search for a data set that is containing appropriate records. So the question might come to your mind that from where you can get a data set like this. So I have downloaded a simpler data set from the internet itself. I have searched for something like sample dataset in Excel for map in Power BI, and on Google it I have got the second link, that is Power BI course download practice datasets. And on going to this link, this is the section 4 maps and scatter plots, and this is this Excel sheet given to us, and if you want you can just download it from the same link. The link or the URL is given over here. I will also share it in the description box, so you can just go to this link and download this dataset, or you can just search for the dataset that suits your needs. So I have already downloaded this dataset, and let us load it into our Power BI to see what it looks like. So this is my Power BI, and the data that I have downloaded is in the form of an Excel sheet. So I'm going to import it in the form of an Excel sheet. This is the data, that is P6 Amazing Mart European Union to Geography, that is for the European Union or Europe itself, and click on open. And of course you gotta wait for a few seconds till the connection is established with the data. And we have got two sheets, that is list of orders sheet, and if you just go over it, so we have got the regions or the fields like city, we have got country, and we have got state over here. So if you just take a look, so we have got three deserving columns, or the three columns which could be used in the map, that is either the city, either the country, or either the state. So this is a preferred data set, we are going to use it. So you can just click or check it and click on load. Then what we are going to do is create a map out of it. So you must be wondering how to create a map. So there is a very simple method of creating a map in Power BI. Just as the charts, a map is also available in the visualizations pane as a visualization itself. So you can just simply create it. Okay, if you just expand this visualizations pane and this fields pane, here you can see that in the fields pane we have got list of orders with all these different fields. Okay, and here in the visualizations pane you can see something written as a map. So that is actually what we are going to do. We are going to just click on this map, and a map would be available on our Power BI page. So if you just click on it, you can see a map is available, but we are not able to make anything out of it, what it is. So to make sure that it makes sense, we have to drag some of the fields. So the interesting field given over here is location. In location you can just drag the city, country, state, or if the postal code or the zip code or the pin code is given, you need to drag it over here. I want the records to be filtered by the country, so I'm going to just drag and drop this country field into the location. And after that you can see that this pointer is glowing, and after a few seconds this kind of a map would be loaded. Since this map was related to Europe, so I have got all these kind of bubbles over here. Like I have got entries for Finland, Sweden, Norway, United Kingdom, Ireland, Germany, France, Spain, Portugal, Italy, etc. So all these countries which were present in my data set are now being identified in this particular map. Okay, now what do I want to do is I want to actually take a look that how many orders were placed. So for that I can just drag the order ID. So this order ID column would be able would allow me to identify that how many orders were placed in which country. So this order ID column is dragged into the size field, and after a few seconds you can see that the size of the bubbles is now distorted. In France we have got a bigger bubble, and if we just hover over it, there is a tooltip with count of order ID, that is 991, meaning a total of 991 orders were placed from France. If we go to UK, 700 orders were placed. Then there is a smaller bubble in Norway because 37 orders were placed. In Sweden we have got 100 orders, and in Finland we have got 34 orders. So that's how you can actually represent the data in a map. One of the advantages of representing the data in a map is that you are able to interact with it in a better way. If you're showing this data to any of your clients or to your customers, they are going to be attracted more by a map rather than by a normal table or a chart. Okay. Now there is one more thing. We have got a legend column. So luckily we have also got a region column in our data set. So if you want, you can just drag this region into the legend, and what would happen is now you have got colored dots like this dark blue for the north region. The central region is colored by a lighter shade of blue, and orange is what is representing the south region. So if you want the different regions to be highlighted on the map, you can do that as well. Now one more thing, that right now it is a location that is used to represent the country is used to represent the location. But if you want cities to be represented, you can just drop this column, and you can just drag the city column over here, and after a few seconds you would be able to see the different cities being mapped over here. So you gotta wait for a few seconds, and yes, you have got all these cities present over here, but it's actually not looking very good because we have got these different cities tagged all over the place because the cities' name are identical. Okay, so we cannot get city for a very accurate database, so let's just drag state and see what happens right now. So yes, state is pretty more accurate than the city. So you can see the states over here, and if you want to have a bigger look at it, you can just go to the focus mode, and you can just minimize the visualizations and the fields pane to get a better look at it. But there is actually one more thing, that is of zooming. Right now it is set at the zoom level, but what if you want to control the way the zooming occurs in the map? So you can do that by using this visualizations pane and formatting the way the map looks. So you need to go to this format tab, and if you just go to this map controls, here we have this zoom buttons option, which is currently set to off, but if you click on then you get these two zoom buttons, the plus and the minus one. You can just zoom in. Suppose I have zoomed in into Germany, and I can see these different states which have been highlighted, and I can just hover over it, and I would be able to see that which region it belongs, what is the name of the state, and how many orders were placed in that particular state, like this. Okay, so that's how it works, the zooming buttons. Now there is one more thing in map, like you all must have used Google Map. So there are different options available in the Google Maps, like there is this 3D mode, there is this street mode. So what if you do not want this plain looking way for the map, and you want to change the way it looks? So you have got this option of map styles and visualizations for yourself. Right now the theme is set to road, but if you want, you can just change an aerial theme, and after a few seconds you can see that we have got this aerial theme, and now you can just zoom in with all your details, and you would get this like terrain kind of a view. You want any other theme, you want like a dark theme, so the dark theme would be available to you. You want any other theme, it is very easy to set that particular theme. I'm going to go with an aerial theme. Okay, now you can also just toggle with or play with all these options, like I don't want tooltips to be there, so no tooltips are there, but if I just click on then this tooltips would be visible now, like this. Okay, So that's how you can work with these maps. So you can actually go on, say, data colors. You can just change the colors with which these regions are being highlighted. I want a grayish kind of for the central region. For the north region, I want, say, kind of again a black for the central region, or for the north region I want black, and for the south I want, say, white, 30% darker white. So these are the three shades that I have chosen, that you can just click and select. You can choose whether you want to show legends and where you want to show legends. That is basically how you can customize the way that your chart is looking or your map is looking. So that is how you can work with maps in Power BI. That's pretty simple, and that's all for this video. Thanks for watching.